Here at Sports Showtime, we love getting opinions from the students. So we hit the quad to find out what they thought about this year's basketball season.
I thought it was really successful after last year. Of course, with the coach getting fired and then Trent Johnson in his first year, it was pretty amazing what they were able to do. I really thought they did real well against North Carolina up until the end, and then, they got put up against the #1 seed, so kind of tough luck, but I'm hopeful for next year, and I like what Trent Johnson did this year.
I think we got kind of unlucky getting UNC in the second round because I think they're going to win the tournament. And we got unlucky because there was first game Ty Lawson came back, and since he was the MVP of the ACC, kind of didn't help us very much.
They did. I mean, they did really well. It was really fun to watch them this season.
It was fun to go to games. It's nice to go when we're winning.
I was impressed with Tasman Mitchell. I thought he played well. And Marcus Thornton definitely was the best player that we had.
Chris Johnson's 200 pounds just isn't going to get you down low. You got to have somebody like Shaq down there. And we're going to need some good recruiting because the bench didn't seem like it was that too strong this year. So we're going to need some good recruits and maybe even a couple of transfers because that's exactly what Marcus Thornton was.
All right, well, we've heard what the students thought. Now we welcome our own analyst, Hunter Hall, and Jason Timber to the studio. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Brian.
All right, the 100th year anniversary basketball season was successful, to say the least. Unfortunately for the Tigers and our fans, we drew #1 seed North Carolina in the second round. Guys, what did you think about the basketball season and also the postseason? Jason, take that one first.
Brian, I gotta say, it was just a huge success for this basketball team in general. Despite losing in the second round of the tournament, this season, just a monster success. The reason I say that is a change of style from past years to this year. Trent Johnson has taught discipline to a program that lacked it in the past. Also, this season has brought the fans back into the PMAC. In the 80s and 90s, the PMAC was called the Death Dome for a reason, and this season got closer to bringing that name back on it.
Well, you're right, Jason. This year, the PMAC was electrifying. This basketball season was exactly what the Tigers needed to get fans more excited about this program. In only 1 year, Trent Johnson has single-handedly turned this program around. After this year's success, fans are going to expect a turning run every year. But this year, basketball is finally fun. Something that hasn't been said since the Final Four run in 2006, winning the SEC regular season title, sweeping Player of the Year and Coach of the Year in the SEC, and finishing by giving North Carolina a run for their money. This season won't be forgotten for a long time, Jason, and next season should be even more fun.
All right, well, after a great basketball season, there's no doubt the Tigers will look to improve. They'll be losing the top scorers, Marcus Thornton, and seniors Terry Martin, Garrett Temple, Chris Johnson, and Quentin Thornton for sure. It seems like a lot of talent for LSU to have to replace, and it won't be that easy. Give us an early look into the next season for the Tigers, Hunter.
Well, Bo Spencer, Bo Spencer gave us a good look at what he can do. Spencer played with tremendous poise at the top of the key for the Tigers. And then there's talent on the bench that got valuable playing time this season with Storm Warren and Chris Bass. Also, the return of 6'10" Garrett Green from a lower back injury will be critical down low for the Tigers. But a successful 2010 season relies on forward Tasman Mitchell's return. Tasman could very well go to the NBA, but critics think he should stay. Without Tasman next season, it's hard to say the Tigers can compete to win the conference again.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Bo and Taz are going to be huge for the team next year. But who's going to fill in for the 3 seniors departing? Storm Warren's development during the offseason is very important, like you said. He has the potential to be a freak next year. However, he's just so raw and needs to mature a little bit in the offseason. Next, like you said, Hunter, Garrett Green's health. That's very key. The sophomore center received a medical redshirt this season because of those back issues. Trent Johnson was very high on him going into the season and was disappointed when he got ruled out for the season. Lastly, can Coach Johnson get any more key recruits? Aaron Dotson, from Seattle is a sharpshooting guard who will step in from the start and provide perimeter help. But who else is going to fill out this class? Hopefully you can steal a couple more recruits towards the end of the process.
All right, I guess it's going to be the beginning of the season. We're going to be waiting on to see. Staying with college basketball, we've come down to the sugary Sweet 16. Taking a look around the bracket, top overall seed Louisville, still alive, will take on Cinderella 12 seed Arizona. And 3 and 2 seeds Kansas and Michigan State will face off in the other Midwest matchup. Over in the West, 1 seed UConn will take on Purdue, and Missouri will battle it out with Memphis. Memphis is looking to take their second consecutive trip to the Final Four. Out East, 1 seed Pitt will take on the pesky Musketeers of Xavier, and Duke will look to get past the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2004 when they take on Villanova. Down in South, North Carolina will take on Gonzaga, and arguably the best Sweet 16 matchup of them all, Syracuse will take on the Sooners of Oklahoma. All right, guys, so all the teams in the Sweet 16 are set after this past weekend. What do you guys think were some surprises from the NCAA tournament this past weekend?
Brian, I'm going to start with UConn. I'm so surprised by their dominant play. While all top 3 seeds in each region advance, UConn has looked the best by far. In the first round, they beat Chattanooga down 103-47. In the second round, they took a tough Texas A&M team behind the woodshed for a beating, 92-66. They face a tough matchup against Purdue, who's got a lot of talent. But right now, I'm glad I got the Huskies in my Final Four.
The biggest surprises, Jason, where do I start? Florida State, Western Kentucky, West Virginia, Arizona in the Sweet 16.
Definitely.
But I tell you, the one that ruffled my feathers was 4-seeded Wake Forest, who left my bracket out to dry. However, the top 3 seeds in each bracket are still dancing, which leaves the biggest surprise to me, though, the Pac-10, who went 5-1 in the first round. They knocked out 2 SEC teams and a legitimate Boston College squad. But this weekend, I'm looking for some big upsets, with Kansas over Izzo's Michigan State,
Whoa.
Syracuse taking down Blake Griffin's one-man band Oklahoma, and Purdue over UConn.
Spartans are going to be in Detroit, by the way. Just dropping that
I
out.
don't know, man. I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
you kind of touched the nerd there talking about
I'm getting all
I know.
ready to jump on it.
personal relationship with Michigan State. All
I'll
right,
tell you,
guys.
watch Purdue.
All right, we're going to be looking for all y'all's picks this weekend. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for y'all today, but we'll catch y'all later on in the season. We're going to take a break here, but stay tuned. You're watching Sports Showtime on Tiger TV. Well, that's going to do it for us here at LSU Sports Showtime. You can catch the rebroadcast of this show on Tiger TV tonight at 6:30.
Or if you're off campus, you can catch us on Cox Channel 4 at 11:30 and WBTR Channel 19 at midnight. You can also check us out on the web at www.tigertv.tv.
From all of us here at Sports Showtime, have a great day.
Into the livest game coverage around. I'm talking LSU sports, Showtime in the towns. Get the scoop on the ball and sneak peek on the track. Key in on the field when them Tigers attack. In fact, you get it back a few times a week. But it starts on Tuesday, 3rd day of the week. They're beasts when they broadcast, increase like a fall class. Critique when I speak by my squad in the quad, man. Yeah, they the stars on the quad, man. That's the TVC.